Hello, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Chris. I'm the speaker for tonight. I'm here to represent our company here, our platform Universe Pro. So Universe Pro is a decentralized exchanges, and we are aiming to provide a one-stop on-chain trading solution to all of the DeFi users. All right, so the reason why we are having Universe Pro is because we are currently realizing that in the market right now, people are shifting money away from centralized exchanges to decentralized exchanges. So it also built a few key players in the industry right now in the market. So on the left-hand side, we have Pump Fund. So Pump Fund is a new platform that being launched in 2024. So it is a meme coin trading platform. And currently, the market cap is at about $1 billion right now. So in the middle, we have Hyperliquid. So Hyperliquid is one of the biggest in the industry right now, and they are providing perpetual trading services. So you see, when you look at the market cap right now, right, for Hyperliquid, it is 10 times bigger comparing to the Pump Fund. And as well as we have Esther. So Esther is also a perpetual trading exchanges providing perpetual trading services. So this Esther is being deployed under the chain of BNB. And guess what? The founder of Binance, CZ, has been repeatedly mentioning about this platform using his personal social media account. So right now, with all of this above, right, we are able to identify that DeFi is definitely going to be the big trend in the market right now for the next 5 to 10 years. And for everyone who adopt DeFi and of course participating into Universe Pro, definitely we are able to give a positive impact to everyone. All right, so the company CEO, which is Mr. Phil. So Mr. Phil is very active and he has been involving in Web3 innovation across Europe and Asia. All right. So he has completed more than 2,000 AMAs, and just a few days ago, on the 15th of January 2026, so he was also being invited by Binance Live to officially introduce Universe Pro to the market. All right, so we also have our CTO, Mr. Anthony. So CTO, Mr. Anthony, he was one of the early contributor to the Solana ecosystem as well. Okay, so Universe Pro is also under the compliance of MSB US to provide more securities to our users. So remember just how I was talking about the one-stop trading platform to all of the DeFi users. So for us, the services that we are currently providing, including number one, on-chain analytics services, and number two, meme coin trading services. And this one and two is actually inclusive in our AI agent. So our AI agent UNAI is going to be the main topic that we are going to discuss for today. So together at the same time, we are going to launch our perpetual trading services as well. So if you are wondering, so we are going to launch both of these somewhere around 25th of January 2026, which is just a few more days. Okay, so moving forward, we are also going to have our LP launch pool that I'll be explaining this slightly later in the presentation. All right. So what is UNAI Engine? So UNAI Engine is Universe Nexus Artificial Intelligence Engine. Okay, and the vision of our engine here is to make sure that every single USDT that is sitting in our platform is able to generate a continuous profit revenue 24/7 non-stop. All right. So, but how are we going to achieve it? So our UNAI engine is able to analyze data in these three layers, coming from on-chain data, off-chain data, and also market conditions. So we are not relying on any fixed strategies where our AI will determine the optimal capital allocation into these three different layers on the right-hand side. Okay, so those are the profit generating layers that is coming from our UNAI engine. And allow me to share you the first layer, which is our DEX liquidity layer. So index liquidity layer, you can simply understand it as we are bringing our users directly into market making. And from there, we are earning commissions, transaction fees. All right. So one of the biggest element in our platform is transparency. All right. So for all of the trade orders that is completed, it will come along with transaction hash or TXID for our users to verify it. Okay. So the second layer that I'm going to introduce you, which is our MEV high frequency arbitrage layer. So what is MEV? MEV basically is a bots. So there are so many bots out there in the market, but what make us different? What make us stand out? All right, so our UNAI Engine currently, we are able to scan at around 200,000 TXID to 800,000 TXID per second. And we are also currently tracking about 100,000 smart addresses. It means it gives us opportunity to identify trading opportunities on in every single second. All right, so under MEV layer, we are currently running two strategies. So the first one, which is smart money strategy. So smart money strategy means that we are actively tracking the movement of the high impact wallet. So what is high impact wallet? So high impact wallet, you can understand it as a institutional wallets or the person who have a lot of influential power in the cryptocurrency industry. All right, so let me give you one example. Elon Musk. Do you remember last time, every single time when Elon Musk was purchasing this Dogecoin? So what he always did was, after he purchased, he will create a social media post using his personal account. And the reason why he's doing so is to create the hype in the market so that the secondary market will always try to squeeze in the market to ride with the price wave. All right. So, but do you realize also something that every single time when you realize this information that is being released by, let's say, Elon Musk, the moment when you go in, for most of the time, whether you are buying at a very high price or the price drop almost immediately after the price after you purchase. All right. So for right now, with our smart money strategy, so you are no longer needed to actually wait for the social media post and only trying to squeeze in. So the reason is because our AI is actively tracking this wallet, and the moment when smart money accumulating, and we will react immediately and we will buy together at the same time, and we are reacting within just a millisecond. So when the secondary market, they realize this and they are trying to squeeze into the market and ride with the price, then this is when our AI will sell it to the secondary market and we take profit from there. All right, so the second strategy that we are currently running in our MEV layer, which is our sandwich strategy. So sandwich strategy basically looking for the uncommon or not usual fluctuation in the meme coin pool. Okay, so the reason why we are doing this is because we are tracking for big quantity purchaser or big buyer. All right, so the moment when we identified it, what we will do is we will first pre-calculate the profit, room of profit, and then if yes, then when we will initiate this sandwich strategy. Okay, but of course, we are looking for those big purchaser, to purchase a big quantity in a smaller meme coin. So the reason why we are doing so is because we want to actually capture the price increases due to the slippage because of the big purchase that is going to happen. Then the next thing that our AI do is we will actually pay a little bit more gas fee comparing to the big purchaser, and we will cut queue, so we are buying ahead of this big purchaser. And the quantity we are buying comparing to the big purchaser, we are actually buying at a relatively smaller volume. Okay, so let me give you an example. If the buyer is buying at $1,000 worth of this ABC token, so our AI will only purchase, let's just say, around $100 of this ABC token. So the moment we cut queue and we buy ahead of him, so this is when the next step could happen is the buyer is actually buying the large quantity and the price is being pushed up because of the slippage. So this is when our AI will sell the $100 worth of token back to the victim, the big purchaser. And from there, the $100 worth of this token is for him to complete his order. And this is how we actually profited from the sandwich strategy. So if you look into the picture itself, right? So imagine, okay, so we are the first one who purchased it, which is we are the first layer of the sandwich, which is the bread. And then the big purchaser being squeezed in the middle, like the meat of the sandwich. And lastly, we also cover the top layer, which is we are selling back to him. So we are the top layer of the sandwich, which is the bread. So it look exactly like a sandwich. So that's why it is being commonly called as a sandwich strategy in the market or sandwich attack in the market. All right, so this is also the main strategy that we are running in the MEV layer to generate most of the profits for our users. All right, so under our MEV layer, there's a few highlights that I would like to emphasize. So the first one is for our MEV users, our MEV, I mean, under our MEV layers, so users are no longer needed to actually worry about the directional risk. So what is directional risk? Directional risk is actually something that is pretty traditional when it is involving in the trading process. So if, for example, if you are buying, so if the price move against your direction, which means you are suffering a losses. So in our MEV layer, you are no longer needed to worry about it because we will only initiate the trades when we identify the purchaser that fulfill the criteria. So we initiate our sandwich strategy or we initiate our smart money strategy. All right. And the second highlight is it is fully automated and it is suitable for all of the users across the board. All right. So the biggest highlight here is transparency. Okay. So transparency is the biggest element in our platform. And of course, for all of the transaction history and the transaction being completed in under our MEV layer, so all of it will also come with TXID for our users to check it, verify it using blockchain scanner. All right, so here I'm going to show you a short video, okay, of our MEV system. So under this MEV system, it is for you to better understand, okay, how sandwich strategy actually works, how fast is it, how accurate is it, and it is also how transparent is it. All right. So in order to experience our MEV strategy, okay, we call it a UNAI strategy. So first, we are required to create a new wallet here using our system. Okay, so you just need to put in your email address and password. So the system will create you a brand new wallet. And after the wallet is being created here, so what we are doing is we are going to transfer some funds into the wallet so that we have sufficient funds to start UNAI strategy. All right, while we are depositing. So now let me explain to you. Okay, the next step that we are going to do is we are going to GMGN. So GMGN is a third-party meme coin trading platform. Okay, and there is a live trading there in in GMGN. Okay, so once the account is being funded, so next we are going to GMGN straight and we are going to pick up some of the tokens that fulfill our MEV strategy criteria. All right, so currently we are looking for the token with the market cap ranging from $50,000 to about $100,000. All right, so we are here right now at the lucky horse. So this is the token, and looking at the market cap on the right bottom corner. Okay, so the market cap is at $90,000. All right, so it fulfilled the criteria. And then the next thing that we are going to do is we are going to paste it in the system. Okay, the token address, and our system will identify the token name. All right, so the next thing that we are going here is we are going to repeat the same process for two more times because we are choosing two tokens, okay, for us to three tokens in total, I'm sorry, okay, in order for us to start our UNAI strategy. All right, so the second one that we have right now is the BNB customer. Okay, so now let's while waiting for the picking up of the third token, okay, so let me also explain a little bit here. So it's very important. So for all of our UNAI Engine users, okay, remember, take note, yeah? So you are not required to go through this handpicking of the token itself. The reason why we are doing this handpicking is because we want to further elaborate and explain to you that, okay, how our MEV strategies is looking for the token in terms of the criteria. All right. So it will be fully automated. Okay, if you are subscribing to our UNAI Engine, because our AI will do his job and it is fully automated. All right, so once we have three tokens right now, so we are good to start our UNAI strategy. So when the UNAI strategy starts, you are able to see on the right hand side, there is the execution log, which is running right now. So what our AI do right now is we are scanning the mempool intent among all these three tokens. And we are also scanning the TXID to look for the potential sandwich strategy attack that we could run. Okay, so now, while I was still talking just now, so the execution log actually told us that there is a buying transaction that's been completed and a selling transaction has been completed. Okay, so and then in just 22 seconds, we have already generated 0.008 BNB. So this is a pretty good profit in 22 seconds. And we executed this buying and selling trade on BNB customer. All right, so right now you might be asking me, hey, this thing looks so fantastic, looks so amazing, okay? But the thing is, how am I going to verify it whether these trades, buying and selling, is really executed on chain? Okay, so I would say profit is important, but transparency is much more important. So now I'm going to show you two ways of verifying it. Okay, so for the first way of verification, kindly please help me to remember the last four digits of this wallet address, which is 47F2. Okay, so right now, let's go back to GMGN. Okay, so the reason why we are going back to GMGN is because we are going to look for the past history transaction that is being conducted on the BNB customer token. All right, so now let's go and look for the BNB customer, okay, which is the token that we initiated the trade just now. So now we are able to clearly see that all of the history transaction has been recorded here. All right, so right now what we are seeing here is there is a buying transaction, okay, buying transaction of 1.6 million token and then worth $133, and this is our wallet address. All right. So of course, we are also having a selling transaction on the top, our wallet address, and then it's a selling action, selling, and then 1.6 million token worth $140.7. All right, so in the middle, there is a big purchaser of 6.5 million tokens. And this is the victim, okay, or the person that is being squeezed in the middle like a sandwich for us to take profit using our strategy. All right. So personally, I think for the way of verifying it right now, I mean, for the first one, is pretty straightforward and simple. But for me, personally, I prefer the second way of doing it. So by simply clicking into the TXID provided here, so it will bring you to BSC scan, okay, immediately. So in BSC scan, so everything is much more transparent and straightforward. So on top here, we are able to see that the transaction action involved is a swapping of $1.63 million BNB customer token on PancakeSwap. All right, it's straightforward, right? Everything is recorded on the blockchain. All right, so the next thing that we could do also is actually to go into the wallet that we created just now, which is the wallet address ending 47F2. Okay, so from here, under the wallet, we are able to see that in just a few minutes ago, we have deposited a 5 BNB into the wallet, and it is being recorded on blockchain. Okay, so then we are also able to go into the token transfer. So for the token transfer, okay, because this is a brand new wallet, so there's not much transaction there. There's only a buying transaction, okay, which is from PancakeSwap into our wallet address for 1.6 million token. And there's an outward transaction, okay, to PancakeSwap, and it is also 1.6 million token. So it exactly matches, okay, the total amount of buying and selling that we saw on GMGN just now. So right now, please help me to do another layer of verification. So our wallet address 47F2, and then our BNB balance 5.005. So now let's go back to the system and verify again. Okay, so wallet address and the balances matches up exactly the same. So the last thing here is, all right, it's good. I am having all of the verification method. I'm so clear about it right now. Okay, now please allow me to own this wallet from the system so that I can send the money out to any other Web3 wallet. So of course, by simply clicking the export, so it will provide you a private key. And from the private key, you are free to send the money out to the any other wallet that you like. Okay, just simply put in the private key string here, and then here you go. The wallet is already in the MetaMask right now. The account is in the MetaMask right now. And then the balance of BNB 5.005, and double check again the address 47F2. So this is exactly, okay, what we are seeing on the system as well. All right, so basically this is a demonstration of our MEV system. All right, so in this system, it gives you the whole idea and the legitimacy, okay, of our MEV that is currently generating us profit under the MEV layer. All right, so now I'm going to introduce you the third layer of the profit sources, okay, from UNAI Engine. So it is payment settlement leasing layer. So in this layer, we are working with payment gateway company that allowed their client to purchase USDT using Visa and MasterCard. But for every single transaction, okay, their client is being charged for about 8 to 12% for the purchasing of USDT using their cards. Okay, so for most of the time, the payment gateway company, they do not have a lot of USDT on hand. So every single time when they required to settle with their client, so this is the time where they will borrow USDT from platform like us. So the moment when we lease the USDT out, so we are charging them a fees so that it will become our source of revenue as well. So still remember the biggest element of our UNAI, of our platform, Universe Pro. Okay, so everything is still 100% transparent. Okay, so for all of the transactions that involve in our leasing layer, so all of it will also come in with TXID for our users to verify it. All right, so basically I have already covered the company overview. So, and also technology presentation. So now I'm going to focus on the marketing plan. Okay, so in the marketing plan right now, what you can see is UNAI Engine subscription is only starting from just $100. All right. So then for all of the profit that being generated from the UNAI Engine is being split into three parts. So the first part, which is investor, 55%, marketer, 35%, and of course, company, we are taking 10% as a company profit, all right, as a platform revenue. Okay, so here we are having 4 different subscription tiers, okay, starting from just $100, all right. So the estimated gross profit on a monthly basis we are looking at right now is at 15 to 40%. And for every one tier, we are having different profit sharing percentage for our subscribers. So starting from 40% to 45, 50 to 55%. So maximum highest for the investor, it is 55%. And the estimated net return that we are looking at after the profit sharing to the investor, we are looking at 6 to 22%, depending on your subscription tier. Okay, so the next question always come in is, Chris, do you have any lock-in period for the UNAI subscription? So the answer to this is there is no lock-in period. You are able to subscribe it today, and you are also able to unsubscribe it, okay, and withdraw your capital tomorrow. All right, so but upon subscription, you are being required to agree that there is a 24 months usage right, okay, towards your subscription, which means if you are withdrawing your capital at any point of time within the first 24 months, there will be a charges, okay, 10% and 10% each for the technology fees and also computing power fees. All right, so there will be no more charges of withdrawing the capital right after the 24th month. All right, simple and clear. So we also have the subscription rules for our users. Users are required to log in to Universe Pro every day. Okay, so for the subscription rules, okay, so users are required to log in, okay, and to claim the daily profit on a daily basis. And after claim, they are free to choose whether they would like to withdraw it or they would like to reinvest it. But if no action taken on a given day, so 20% of the daily earnings will be allocated into Universe Pool. So in Universe Pool, this is going to be a reward pool that is going to reward to our marketeers. All right, so the mechanism here is to make sure that we are generating more active users to increase platform in activity. All right, so now let's move to the compounding component, okay, compounding strategy. So remember, we are actually having the reinvestment option. So let's just assume that currently on a monthly basis, it gives us an average return of 10%. If I am going to reinvest it every day, okay, let's everyday reinvestment. So the initial capital of mine of $1,000, $10,000. So if I'm going to reinvest it over the next 36 months, guess what? The total return, okay, expected return can up to 38 times. So which means my 10,000 US dollar will become $380,000 just right over 36 months. All right, so this is definitely a very strong tool to help our users to accumulate and to snowball their wealth. All right, so the good thing about this component strategy is that all of the compounding component, okay, that you choose to reinvest, you are actually able to withdraw it at any time. So it is flexible. So for example, if you are reinvesting for the first, let's say 6, 7 months, on the 8th month, I'm choosing to withdraw it. So there will be no charges, no additional charges imposed. Okay, so there is no 10% plus 10% charges. Okay, so remember, okay, the 10% technology fees and 10% computing power fees is only applicable for the initial subscription amount only. All right, so it's a good deal. Okay, so now let's go to the referral program. So for the referral program, okay, if you are just a user without any ranking, okay, and with the personal investment of just $100, so the moment when you start referring, you are getting a one-time sponsor bonus of 3%. All right, so moving from user to 1 star. Okay, so for 1 star, you are required to complete 3 requirements here. So the first one, which is personal investment, and then second one, direct sales, and then the third one will be group sales. All right, so we have 1 stars all the way to 7 stars. So from 2 to 7 stars, we are no longer looking at the direct sales. All right, so at the early stage here in Universe Pro, you are only required to achieve 2 lines. Okay, so moving forward from 5 to 7 stars, now you are required to focus on the third one, but it is coming at a lower requirement. All right, so once you achieve ranking, so the bonuses that you could earn here, okay, which is sponsor bonus, okay, a one-time sponsor bonus, okay, maximum cap at 10%. All right, so and then every level there is a 1% overriding. Okay, so the good thing about this sponsor bonus is no matter how big is your organization. As long as there is a new sales generated into the group, so you are earning at least a 1% overriding from all of the new sales being generated, assuming you are not having any same rank, okay, same rank situation. Okay, so then I'm going to introduce you the next profit, okay, the next profit that you are able to earn from Universe Pro, which is ranking bonus. So for the ranking bonus, okay, it is also okay, so for the ranking bonus, it is also having an overriding system. So 5% each level. Okay, and here ranking bonus is a continuous earning being settled on a daily basis. And it is deriving from the group sales. Okay, so for the group sales, okay, we are generating a gross profit on a daily basis. And from there, we are also taking a percentage, a piece of the profit as our ranking bonus and being calculated on a daily basis. So for example, a 5-star leaders with $2.5 million group sales, okay, with 5% minimum overriding. So we have already calculated. So for 5-star leaders, you are earning about $1,000 every day. All right, so for same rank bonus, it will be pretty straightforward. So if I am having a same rank with my recruit, so which means I'm no longer earning the overriding from the ranking bonus, where I am taking 10% same rank bonus, okay, from the total daily ranking income that he earned, okay, on a daily basis. All right, so pretty straightforward. So now, the moment when we launch our UNAI Engine, so this is also when we are also going to launch our perpetual trading services. So for our DEX, okay, Universe Pro, okay, we are starting as a brand new, fresh platform. So at this point of time, we do not have any users. We do not have any worldwide ranking, and people doesn't really know about us. So what happened is, okay, so we are actually using UNAI Engine, okay, as a kickstart to our platform. So we are using UNAI Engine, a powerful technology, to start to help our platform to accumulate communities. Okay, so from accumulating communities, so we are converting them into our active users. And from active users, the active users will continue to support us in terms of the services, okay, that we are bringing into the picture, which is number one, perpetual trading services. And of course, there will be more in the future will be introduced into our project. All right, so at phase 2, we are aiming to achieve the market expansion objective with total of $500 million AUM and 300,000 registered user. So phase 3, we will have our launch pool to allow other projects and also platform to launch their token using Universe Pro. So at phase 4, this is the important phase for our platform because phase 4, we are going to launch our U Pro token. So phase 1, 2, and 3, I would say, is the foundation building for the U Pro token. The reason why I'm saying so is because at this phase 4, we are already having a minimum AUM of $500 million and 300,000 registered users. Okay, so the revenue being generated from UNAI Engine and also our DEX, so portion of it, we will use it to buy back our UPRO token. All right, so this is to help our UPRO to derive a long-term value for our UPRO token holders. So let me do a quick conclusion here. Okay, what Universe Pro would like to achieve here is we would like to become the top 3 DEX in the world, and we are actively benchmarking against the top in the industry, which is Hyperliquid. And the highlight of our project is Universe Pro, we are providing the DEX services that is exactly the same as others standardized services, but we do have one of the highlight. which is we have our own AI execution, which is our UNAI Engine that is generating a real profit sources for all of the subscribers. And it is transparent, coming from all of the TXID that is verifiable. Okay, so our goal is to become the next $10 billion worth of decentralized financial platform. All right, so thank you so much for listening to the presentation.